All right, that looks good. Well, kind of. Let's go this way. All right, we'll leave it there. What's going on, my friends? Trying something brandy new. Well, not so new, but for the live, sure is. All right, I'm doing a little life coaching sessions, right? We're free live with you right now, okay? So you got questions, you got problems, you got issues, bring them on, okay? I'll use definitely my experience, also my life coaching education, and I'll throw in a couple tarot cards. How do you like that? Yep, we'll do all the above, right? So that way, any kind of issues, any kind of problems you got, we can work them through, right? So bring your questions. Right. Okay. So remember, people in the comments, be nice. We're not trying to make fun of people or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? So, what's up? Okay, so like I said, bring your questions. You got problems, I'll help you resolve them through this new idea that I had. Trying this life coaching thing live, okay? I usually make some videos for it, but you know, like I said, wanted to try something new. I'm waiting for everybody to build up here in the chat. Right. Oh, look at this. Ace of Wands popping out. Interesting. Somebody's working on something. They're about to be. Yeah. So what's going on? Nothing much. Yeah. Alright, we'll just let it build a little bit. I'll keep throwing some cards down a little bit, you know, life can be pretty challenging, obviously, right? Especially when your emotions are involved and things get amped up and revved up. It's hard to really see through that to the logical side of yourself, right? It very much is. Okay, but that is the key factor, is pulling yourself out of those emotions. Standing back and looking at exactly what the situation is, okay? Emotionless, we'll say, right? Because you need a plan, you need to see the road, you need to know which direction you're going to go in, and if you're all, whacked out emotionally, then it's hard to see that road and that journey that you're trying to go down or get past a situation or a hardship, you know what I mean? So definitely a fresh perspective on things, pulling yourself back, taking yourself to have a couple minutes to kind of digest your emotions, and let them go, and then see things from a clearer perspective, okay? And that's not easy. It takes a lot of practice to do that, to pull yourself emotionally out of a situation, to see things for what they exactly are, okay? We all get heated up and, we get obviously emotional. So I found it to be the best exercise in any situation is that common saying, think before you speak, right? And it's not necessarily you have to think about what you want to say because you're already about to be jumping on and saying it. It's more of like giving yourself that moment, that pause, that hold up in the thought process, right? So the actual help is from the time, that moment, right? Taking that break, that pause, and that's why we say in tarot land a lot of times is to go get yourself grounded, right? Because you need a better perspective. What's going on? Oh, Ghostwise. I got my glasses today. What's going on, my friend? Okay, I have one that's been puzzling me for over a year now. I keep seeing 44 and 444 every day. I've been searching answers, and I found some. Nothing happens. Very stuck. Okay. Always started happening right after a heart breakup. Well, the number 4, my friend, is about stability, right? It's being stable, right? Having some kind of structure, right? A foundation, okay? But when you're seeing triple fours, because as a matter of fact, that's funny that you said that, because I had seen that today myself not too long ago when I was making the little short video about 4.8 was the magnitude, 4.8 was the magnitude of the earthquake in New Jersey, and we're having an eclipse on 4.8. And where the X lines up on the United States, somewhere in Indiana or something like that, that's exactly where the new Madrid fault line is. Coincidence? I'm not sure. Are they telling us? Probably, right? But the 444 is letting you know that you have the protection from the angels, my friend, okay? You're on the right path. You're on the right path. So even if it is a hard breakup, that breakup indicates, with the seeing of 444 synchronicities, is that you are going in the right direction and you are protected. Hitler predicted this. He predicted what, an earthquake today, tomorrow? That's weird. Yeah, so 444 is you have angels around you, okay, and they're protecting you at that time. But they're encouraging you to keep going because you're on the right path. There's a lot of websites out there that, have their own interpretations of angel numbers, and the majority of them are all in sync, right? So it's kind of weird to see. Maybe you could trust them since maybe they're all saying the same thing. That could help a little bit, but finding the right one that fits you, I don't think is necessary. I think it's just basically getting to the definition of what they mean. So I've Googled a lot before trying to learn these things, and I came to that conclusion. It was just like, whichever one is going to be like the first, pretty much. Well, I always go with the second pick of the search. So you're definitely on the right path. And if you are going through a hard breakup, I do apologize. But my idea is that if this person was meant for you to be in your life, then guess what? There would be no breakup. You know what I mean? So that's what I mean about pulling your emotions out. We're sad, we're grieving, we're distraught, whatever the case is through breakups, right? You don't give yourself the moment of being grounded to pull your emotions back and see what really is happening, right? Honker? No, I don't kiss men. I never even known my dad, so I never even kissed my dad, so that's definitely a no. Sorry, right? But yeah, so the hard breakup, it is tough. It's tough, I'm not gonna lie. But there is a reason for it. And like I said, if this person was meant for you to be in your life, then it wouldn't be a breakup. And that's the logic of things that you need to see that we don't see because we're emotional. Oh, I don't have my person to cuddle with and to have sex with and all these other things that we get emotional about because we're losing it. You're welcome. Sure, no problem. Right, so it sounds like tough love, and it really does, but you have to see the logic in things. And especially, you can relate that to anything, like finances, especially finances. Let's just say you got a little stimuli check, you got a bonus check, and you get it and you're all excited. What? So then you go to Target and, this here and there and everywhere. Before you know it, half that shit's gone. And then you go home and then you sulk because you ran through it quicker than you expected because those feelings that you had. And now you're like, oh, well, I could have paid this and I could have paid that. It'd probably been more happier, right? So always pause before you think, because you have to let those emotions settle, or at least kind of hide for a minute. You know what I'm saying? And when you can practice pulling yourself away in an emotional situation, I think that's the best advice that you could give to yourself. Practice Even little arguments with brothers, sisters, friends, just, something that's going to get you emotional, pull yourself back. Just be like, yep, this is getting too wild for me. I need to take a break, go outside, have a smoke, whatever, come back in, fresh perspective, fresh idea. Those emotions had time to kind of settle down. Now you're going to think more logically about the situation, right? And like I said, it is not easy, but the more that you consciously think of being aware like that, it just comes second nature, right? So then you're becoming now emotionally mature because you're not letting your emotions take over. You're not reacting to how you feel. You're giving that time to let it sit, think logically, and then come back with a fresh perspective. And I mean, you do that, then people are going to start seeing you differently. Okay, you might have some buttholes trying to challenge you to pull your emotions back out and make you basically start from scratch. People push buttons all the time, but let them. Who cares, right? Who cares? Because if you could pull yourself back emotionally, it's so weird because when you don't react emotionally, those people will get more emotional. And that's where the fun begins, right? You can watch them all piss and moan, right? And plus, who needs that negative energy in it? Right? You need to, manifest that groundation for yourself and be able to pull yourself in to get emotionally mature. And then you just, in some weird way, become like a different person. You look different, you act different, you sound different, right? Because, when I was in the service and then I got out, I had the severe PTSD stuff. So it was all emotional reactions to a physical trauma or an event, right? It was very challenging to practice pulling the emotions away. I mean, years. I'm still working on that, right? It's not that easy, but, I did some cognitive behavioral therapy, right? Big words, right? And the techniques that in there were like fantastic because then I got to understand that some of the things were forced pause time from your emotions because you have to think logically. Example, one way to help you through some things is telling a story. So you go through in a situation and you're talking about your story, right? Perfect. Exercise 2 would be to now write that story, right? Then now exercise 3 would be to read that story, okay? Sometimes there are false memories, there's misconceptions, there's time warps, there's gaps, right? So talking about it is completely different than writing it. And you'll find that writing your story, saying your story, and then reading it, you're gonna find that you will see that maybe some things weren't as bad as maybe you thought as you were speaking them. Because when you're gonna write them, you're gonna be in more detail than you would be just casually speaking of a story, okay? So to have those comparisons definitely pulls back the emotions, pulls you into your logical side. You can see the situation better. You can read the story and then hear it because you're going to read it out loud. And, sometimes it's a little psychological trick on the doctor's part to see if you're full of poop, catch you in your own line kind of deal, right? Because the story's not going to line up for what you said to what you wrote sometimes. But still a great exercise, right? Definitely a great exercise for that. And, some other exercises was just like a worksheet of, a timeline, basically. A timeline of what the event, when it took place, what took place, what were your reactions during that time, and, an outcome, basically, in short, right? And then so when you write all that out, then you look, and then you have other You have other examples of how to see if you could change something, if you could do something better, maybe not react or whatever. And then looking at those two scenarios, you're kind of outlining a goal for yourself to kind of help you deal with the triggers and the emotional effects of the triggers, right? Hard work, but when you do it, I mean, it's a different world, I swear. Because a lot of people, they live in their emotions. Wow, I feel Joe's going to say this, and it's just so non-reality in a sense, because you're kind of implanting what you think that somebody might say or what they might do. You're welcome, my friend. Ghostwise, I'm glad I could kind of help you out a little bit with that. And so there's no logic in emotions because it's all over the place. 1 minute you're mad, 1 minute you're sad. I mean, there's no rationality, right? So it's hard to really get a grip on your situation if you're all emotional. So the logic part has to kick in. It has to. There's no doubt about it. So the more practice you have, the better that you become stable emotionally. And then you become more logical. So then you're actually getting smarter. Imagine that. Yeah. So any more questions? We got some questions up in here. Bring them on. Bring them on. Yeah. I'll do a couple card throws too. You know what I'm saying? So I hope you guys are doing good. Enjoying yourselves right on this Sunday. Prepared for tomorrow. I don't know what kind of disaster might happen, if any. But it just seems hyped up a lot. But there's just a lot of synchronicities, like I found out, it's just crazy. So we'll just ride it out together and we'll see what happens. But I'm definitely not going to partake in it. I mean, they've already blocked off my roads and stuff. It says residents only and, no parking and all this other stuff. It's crazy. It's like they're just waiting for something big to happen. And sure, an eclipse is definitely something, signs and synchronicities from the heavens, of course, because God does say that he will show us in these kind of ways. So definitely, it's an awakening. I really feel there's going to be like a mass awakening. There's going to be major changes that are going to be taking place within the spiritual realm, because we've been in a spiritual battle for a long time, fighting the good versus the evil, and I think under the current administration, I just, I have my opinions, you know what I mean? But I just feel since they came in, sweet talking everything. I mean, they all do, but this one especially, it's almost like I can feel the sinisterness behind them when they talk. Gets up there, says a little speech. It makes my gut turn, right? And I don't like the feeling, because then I'm going to look into the eyes and see that, oh my God, it's matching the energy, So all these plans that they've done and what they're going to do, it's just, I think the big change is going to be where that's over. It's going to be over. We're not going to deal with that stuff no more, okay? No more bullshit. This is, like I said, a mass awakening, and I think this time it's going to be hugely favorable, and I really predict that there is going to be something that's going to happen that's going to be kind of shocking, major, probably a catastrophe. Not exactly saying on the day, because check this out. I can't show you who I was talking to, but I was talking to somebody. And I kind of warned them, and I said, I think that you maybe should be careful, because something is going to happen in the New York area. And this was only like a couple weeks ago. And I still have it, saved, text, all that. And so when this earthquake hit, I was like, not surprised. So with this eclipse, it's going to be a huge awakening, and people are going to be more enlightened than what they are now, because we're getting that energetic download, but I'm not going to go participate outside because during that actual time, I have my other reasons why I don't think that spiritually you should be outside. Period. Okay. So we'll just leave it there. But after, any kind of, like Ghost Wise was saying, a hard breakup, a major event, situation, catastrophe, whatever, there's always something that good comes out of bad. I've always told my kids that for everything that something is good, there'll be something that's bad. And for everything that's bad, there'll be something that's good. That is just the balance of the universe. Okay? And so now, once I feel that we get past this date tomorrow, whatever's going to be will be, because it is God's will. It's a little shake up, okay? And I think that there's going to be a lot more people that are actually going to be voicing their opinions a lot more, because they're going to see the reality of things, right? They're going to see things that maybe they knew all along, but just didn't maybe have the courage to say things, okay? Because if you want change, you got to bring change, right? You have to bring it. Change kind of happens naturally, but if you want things to change in your life, you have to make them change. You have to bring that, implement that. You have to start it, okay? And the best way to do that is with your voice. You know what I mean? I made a video the other day about, probably not a lot of people know this, but did you know that you can write up a bill and want it to be law and then present it to like your congressman, and then he could go to bat for you to Congress and hopefully make that a law? Yeah, I did the whole steps for you, right? And you can even name it after yourself, right? Because there's been people that have done that, right? I think back in the 80s when that guy Brady, who was, he was some kind of person that was dealing with Ronald Reagan. He might have been a security team guy or whatever, Secret Service. But he got basically shot in the head. He survived protecting Ronald Reagan, but they named a bill after him, the Brady Bill, right? Which is about gun regulations and things like that. So it's definitely true. You know what I mean? So we as the people, we want change, we got to bring the change. And it all starts with us speaking out on what things aren't right. And I really think it's going to be huge. Because honestly, like I am a firm believer in, supporting other people and helping them in their time of need. But really, when we take precedence over another country than our own, financially, something don't seem right there. Okay? We can't keep giving billions and billions and billions of dollars to Ukraine. It's not even our war, but we're still doing it. Okay? Have you seen any new hospitals being built? Do you see any of the people that are suffering over there not suffering? They have food and shelter and clothes and water. I don't see none of that happening. None of it. I think it's just, it's a money-making machine, war is. It really is. But did you know that the boat captain, the driver of the boat that ran into the Baltimore Bridge, was Ukrainian? And that was right around the time when, guess what? Congress is deliberating sending more money to Ukraine. Sounds like somebody wants their money back. And they're doing ill things to coerce or intimidate that money to get to them. That's just my opinion. All right. So what you got? You got questions? You got anything you need answered, right? Bring them on. Let me throw a card down here. Let's see what kind of magic card we can pop up. Look at this. Eight of Pentacles. Somebody right now is going through it, right? Somebody's really taking the time to put the hard work and effort into something. Yeah, we're going to freestyle here right now. Yeah, a little freestyle. toil and labor. Okay. Maybe some of y'all are working right now, checking this live out. Yeah. Let's see. Wow. Looks like the hard work is over. Okay, so maybe somebody now gets to take a little break, maybe a little vacation. Maybe a little weekend off, something like that. Maybe, possibly, okay. But somebody definitely is going to be chilling out. Okay. Because they put in a lot of hard work. I mean, they're good at what they do, but shoot. Sometimes you do need a break. Give me a break. Give me a break. Yarr. All right, well, there you go. That is for somebody. Interesting. Okay, so what else shall we talk about? Let's talk about the emotion anger, okay? Anger, to me, I see it in two ways. One, it's a necessary emotion that is needed to fulfill a certain purpose, just like every other emotion. But it's fuel. Anger is fuel if you put it in the right car. You know what I mean? Because if you have a regular gasoline engine, you surely can't put diesel in that shit. Never mind rocket fuel. Race car fuel, which is a real thing, race car fuel. It's high on the octane, right? Yep. So the anger, can really get the best of a lot of us, right? I was one of those people. I was smashing shit, breaking things because I got mad at myself because I didn't understand what things I was going through with the PTSD, right? Then it turned into, why do I got to deal with buttholes that want to be buttholes, And not really, not reacting because it's not going to be a good day if I do react in anger to someone with, violence. That's not good. So you have to learn how to pull yourself back, right? And you'll go through a period of smashing and breaking things and, cursing things out and all that kind of stuff. But you're letting that emotion just take over, okay? You need to pull yourself back for a moment, like we were talking about earlier. Because you have to look at things really from a logical point of view, no matter what. I mean, if your neighbor's being stupid because it's like 11 o'clock at night and they're cranking the music, and you go over there bitching and moaning and pissed off and you're angry, like how far are you going to get with, correcting that situation? Not very far at all. Right? So then it could actually escalate, and now you're beating up your neighbor, right? And then you go to jail, right? Stupid. And when you pull yourself back, the other half of this is now using that anger as fuel, right? For a purpose. So you can take that anger and turn it into something different, which could be sarcasm, right? Or just straight out intelligence instead of you going over there to handle your neighbor and getting all pissed off because they're not going to listen to you at 11 o'clock at night with their music cranking. Call the cops. Noise disturbance. There's an ordinance in every city for noise. After 10 o'clock, shut it down. That's how you're taking that anger and you're using it wisely, which is an emotional maturity thing, to now use your logic and say, I don't have to deal with that. But somebody will, and they'll get it done for me. By going over there with the cops, they'll shut it down. That is like way easy, super intelligent, and less stress on you. Because anger, I feel, is the worst of the emotions. But on the physical aspect, heartbreaks, they hurt, being depressed, it sucks. Does take a toll on your immune system for sure. But indeed, the anger, that's like full throttle. Wow. And then when you're done, you just feel wiped out. And, it really, I think, is the worst of the emotions that we have. And why we have it, your guess is as good as mine. Maybe we have too many expectations of things, and so when they don't work out, well, then those emotions get transformed. I don't know. But it seems useless. Hey, what's going on with my life here? Who's messing around? I can't with this. Whoever's jerking around in my life, you better stop, okay? I just watched all the people that were in this live disappear. No little icons with the numbers on them, no thumbs up for the likes, disappeared. Oh, there you go, running away now, punk. Then the comments disappeared. Whatever you're doing, you better stop. And I think they did because they left. Unbelievable, dude. Yeah, so basically, see, I could have got rowdy. I could have punched my phone, threatened this dude, whatever, but I didn't. It's just like, listen, you better cut it out. So, using your emotions to your advantage, for your advantage, is the best way to go. But it's all on the logical sense. Think smarter, not harder. That's what I like to say. Think smarter, not harder. Yeah, so the anger, that's bad. Depression sucks. It really does. Depression does suck. But you know, there has to be a reason for it. Why are you depressed? Why you got these sad thoughts, right? And when you start thinking like that, now you're going to start pulling yourself out of that depression state because you're going to be looking at why you're depressed. What's making you sad? And then when you find out what's making you sad, then you're going to have that option of, why am I investing into this piece of crap person who doesn't give two shits anyways for me to feel sad that we're not friends or girlfriend and boyfriend, whatever. You'll start to naturally change the dynamics of your emotions just by looking at the situation and what you're emotional about. Being depressed. Is it worth it? Is that relationship that you lost worth it? Because if it was worth it, then you would still have it. So then why be depressed over something that you don't have that somebody maybe didn't want anyways? Because they would still be there. You know what I mean? Seeing it like that, it's magnifique. It's so easy, so simple. Takes practice though, but you will become a different person. Dropping gems for you people. You'll become a different person. And people will look at you differently. What's going on? How you doing? I love it. What's going on? The minty. Love that. Minty fresh. You know? So taking off those emotional goggles lets you really see what's going on. And then you can easily dissect how you feel, which when you start thinking logically about situations, it's going to naturally change the way that you feel. So then your anger is not going to go from anger. It could be to like sympathy, because you could be pissed at a person and all of a sudden, well, now I feel bad for them. Minty rejected comment. Oh. Well, the Minty one messages do get either restricted, retracted, taken away. So we got to be careful with our comments. I don't know if that was your doing or it was the moderators, whatever, but yeah. So yeah, basically, we do get in funks, man, and sometimes it's a long stretch. It is. We do get in these emotional states that really can run us down. And sometimes we don't have other people to support us as maybe we would them, to help us out of that, right? Right. So then you have to do it on your own. And that's where the biggest, greatest accomplishment comes in, is that self-awareness, that taking charge for yourself, being able to handle situations without having to rely on other people to fix you, because you can do it. because you are you. You know, it's just we need these certain techniques or motivations or encouragements to know those things, right? And it just seems like nowadays there's not a whole lot of that. Well, in person. I mean, social media wise, sure, there's a ton of inspiration out there, but face to face, it's different. I don't mind the internet, you know, I really don't, but I'd rather go back to the old school days when everybody was like hanging out in the mall and talking and being social, right? I mean, this is kind of social, but in a weird, secluded way. Yeah. So that's kind of what I wanted to share with you, my friends, those two major things, the depression and anger, right? It's basically a life coaching lesson of how to gain emotional maturity by looking at your situations logically. Yeah, so hope you enjoy that one, my friends. I'm going to probably go for a walk. Go outside. It's really nice out right now. So hope you enjoy the rest of your day, my friends. Probably do tarot in a little while here. I'm going to be doing a Gemini Cancer. So if you got Gemini Cancer anywhere in your chart, or you're the cusp baby, come on, check it out. Peace and prayer every day, my friends, and I'll see you on the next one.